Hey guys, welcome to another market review session with us today. And as usual, we have these sessions just to look at what we expect to happen during the course of the week in the financial market or the forex market. So we just want to take a look at the charts together before market opens and just say, oh, okay, this is what we're expecting this commodity or this pair, to do. All right, and then we can take up our trades based on those biases. All right. So first off, this is the chart of DXY, which is the currency index for the US dollar. And you can see here that on my chart, I'm expecting the dollar to drop a bit. All right, so possibly drop into this zone. This is around 105.646 and 105.579. All right, so I think preferably for me that will be a good enough buy zone. All right, on the XY. All right, so once I get that, drop into that zone, then I'll be expecting price, to keep pushing up or get bullish. All right, up towards around 106.208. All right, so around that area. Right, but my bias on DXY for the course of the week will be for us to get a sell to buy movement. All right, just like you can see here on my chart. All right, so next up, without wasting time, let's look at give me a minute, please. All right, let's look at the chart of DXY, which is the Great British Pound Currency Index, and something. I guess this is the opposite. All right, I'll be expecting DXY to give us a buy to sell move. All right, so um, I'm not going to exactly be giving us zones for all the indices. All right, as the indices. All right, so let's just watch out for something towards this end. I think from what I can see on the chart, the reason why I marked this, I'm just expecting also to get that buy probably towards somewhere around here. And then we get to see price fall into this zone. All right, so this is between 125.95 and 125.20. All right, so for me, preferably when I get to price get there, then I'm watching out for strength, to occur on BXY. Right? But for this week, I'll be expecting a buy to sell movement on BXY. All right, for pounds exactly. Right, so let's go up next into AXY, which is the chart for the Australian dollar currency index. And similar to what I just said for I think that was for BXY, right? I'm expecting AXY to also lose some level of strength. Um, I have this zone marked out here. This is around 67.10 and 66.91, and I'll be expecting us to get a short sell, all right, from AXY. Exactly, I'm not exactly expecting this to go or to last for long, all right. This one might just get to somewhere around here, like exactly where I just marked out the arrow towards. Yeah, and then we might get to see, AXY show us some level of strength, all right, but I think it's safe for me to say I'll be expecting weakness from AXY during the course of this week. All right, so next up, let's look at CXY, which is the Canadian dollar currency index also, and I will be watching out for exactly this, all right, a buy to sell also, a buy into this zone. This is around 73.53 and 73.39, all right. So that'll be the coordinates for the zone I have marked out on my chart for CXY to get up to before we get to see a sell, all right, or we get to some weakness from CAT during the course of the week. So last but not least, for the indices I will look at is JPY basket. And I think if you remember, for the longest of times, I've been very, very bearish on JPY basket. All right, and we've been seeing JPY basket continuously giving us that, sell towards the downside. So I'll be watching out for that to, just keep on happening during the course of the week. All right. So how that is clear, those are, our outlooks for the indices. All right. So let's just look at some currency pairs together. We don't have much exactly that we'll be looking at. But still, let's look at what we have and make use of our time here. All right, so this is the chart for gold, and I think this is one of everybody's favorite commodities to trade. All right, due to its volatility and the reward you can get from getting small moves, as it were. All right, so for gold, I'll watch out for the possibility of two things. All right, as you can see on my chart, either when price or when market opens, where I'll be expecting price to keep just drop. All right, and that happening would get price. Let me mark this out. Sorry, that happening will get prices. We'll get to see rather price recovering the liquidity from this fair value gaps that have been left behind and possibly keep going towards the downside. All right, and even break below this previous zone that was here around 290.82 and 2276.96. All right, so alternatively, if I don't get to see price move towards that end, then I'll watch out for price to come up here. All right, which should be preferable sell zone for me, right, after price has cleared up liquidity from the fair value gap left above. All right, so towards 2359.54 and 2350.26. So that will be a more idealistic approach for me to get a sell off of gold or during the course of the week. I hope that is clear. Next up, let's look at USD CAD. The US dollar to the Canadian dollar. All right, so the reverse would be the case. Now I'm a bit bullish currently on USD CAD. Um, but I want to be very careful here. Sorry, I want to be very careful here. All right, I am expecting USD CAD to get bullish. All right, but um, I think for me, because of the my style of trading, all right, I'll just watch full for USD CAD to still get bullish. So I'm just going to tell you this: if you get based on your entry criteria, if you get to see any opportunities to get a buy on USD CAD during the course of the week, by all means, feel free to take it. Feel free to take it. All right. So basically what I'm expecting now. This is something I did on the lower time frame. I think on the 1 hour, the 30 minutes. I will still be watching out for the possibility of price coming a bit slower, into this week or into the week of this candle here, so somewhere around here, and possibly when we'll get to see that drop happen, we'll now get to see price push towards the upside. All right, so overall, I'll be bullish. I'm bullish rather on USD CAD, but I want to watch out for the possibility of us getting a sell off into this zone. This is between 1.36715 and 1.36555. All right, so I'll watch out for prices to drop a bit before we get to see that buy continuation on USD CAD. All right, so I hope that is clear. Let's look at next up. Let's look at GBP USD, and if you're able to join us on GBP, sorry, on Thursday for our live trade idea session, I gave this sell on GBP USD on Thursday, and we got to see it happen and play out quite well. I think this was on Thursday, still on Thursday, yes. So got it happen beautifully well. All right, on Thursday. All right, so I think this was about how many pips? Let's see from my entry, so this is about 30 or so. Let's say about 40 pips, and if you're able to take that trade, you should have been able to make some good profits from that. All right, so that being said, I'll be bearish on GBP USD for a short while during the course of the week. All right, so preferably I want to see GBP USD fall into the zone. This is between I think I've been mentioning this zone for quite some time. This is between 1.25993 and 1.25791. This is a pivot area. Watching out for good enough, rejections towards the upside on GBP USD from that zone. All right, so on GBP USD, I'm expecting a sell to buy movement to happen there. All right, so I hope that is clear. Next up is GBP JPY. Now GBP JPY, I really can't give you much, or I really won't be saying much on GBP JPY. I've been quite bullish also on GBP JPY, or the reverse of what I was saying on JPY basket. So if you, again, so based on your entry criteria, if you get to see opportunities for buys on GBP JPY, please do feel free to take them. All right. I think it is safe for us to say that we're expecting GBP JPY to still continue bullish for quite some time. All right. So that will just be what I would say on GBP JPY. Next up, let's look at GBP CAD. And for GBP CAD, I have something quite interesting. All right. I have this zone I've marked out here for quite some time now. Market has been slow. This commodity has been slow in its movements. You can see we've had a lot of ranges for quite some time. All right. So between 1.72033 and 1.71412 will be the zone to look out for me on GBP CAD. So I'll watch out for price to possibly drop into that zone a bit, and then we get to see a buy off of that on GBP CAD. So I hope that is clear also on GBP CAD. Next up, let's look at GBP AUD. And I remember giving off, in fact, it was exactly this. I gave a buy to sell off on GBP AUD. I'm going to see that happen quite well. Buy. All right, I was expecting price to get towards the zone, and then we'll get to see our sell, and we got to see that happen exactly. All right, so for GBP AUD, I think we can still be looking at the possibility of continuing bearish on GBP AUD. However, I want to watch out for the possibility of us still getting price move up a bit. All right, into this zone. This is between 1.90596 and 1.90396. All right, 1.90596 and 1.90396. So I want to watch out for prices to push up into that zone, and then we get to see that'll be my preferred sell zone anyway on GBP AUD. All right, if not, yeah, it's very likely we get to see price break below this support here around 1.89121, and then we get to see price just go towards the downside from there. All right, but that'll be my bias on GBP AUD. Next up, let's look at USD CHF. Quickly, let's look at USD CHF, and now I'm just going to tell you this: if you're able to just get entries for a sell-off on USD CHF during the course of the week, please do feel free to do that. This zone is where we are currently having that rejection towards the downside between 0.90354 and 0.90036 on USD CHF. All right, so Again, I'm going to be very, very careful here. I'm not going to wait for this. I'm not going to rather hold this for long. Possibly up to this point, this is around 0.891137. So I won't be holding this sell for so long on USD CHF. So that is clear for what I feel for USD CHF. Next up, let's look at AUD. Give me a minute, please. Let's look at AUD USD. Sorry, give me a minute. I'm trying to. Yes, all right. So for AUD USD, I'll be expecting AUD USD to give us a sell opportunity. So we're doing the course of the week. Yeah, please. I think I need to take a sip of water. I've been talking quite a bit throughout the course of the day and a while now. So my voice has gotten its fair share of work during the course of the weekend, during the course of last week. All right, so let's go back to what we were saying earlier. All right, for AUD USD, let's watch out for possible sales on top of AUD USD. All right, I have this zone marked out here. This between 0.66888 and 0.66784. All right, so let's watch out for the possibility of price dropping from there. That'll be my bias on AUD up to at least this point again. All right, this is around 0.66210. All right, so I'll be watching out for this possibility happening. Now, this sell is very risky also in my opinion. But like I said earlier, even on Thursday, all right, so no risk, no reward sometimes. All right, so take calculated risks and you'll be fine. So let's watch out for AUD to just drop towards that end of the bias on AUD. So for pairs like Euro JPY, AUD JPY, again, if you're able to get up zones for you to enter for buys, all right, please by all means feel free to enter those buys. All right, so let's look at Euro USD. This is on the 2-hour time frame anyway. So for Euro USD, this is a very very, very short move I'm expecting on Euro USD to drop a bit into here. All right, I gave this sell, so this was not the original zone. Right, the sales missed my zone by just a little bit, so this was a zone I later refined on the lower time frames. And I'm watching out for the possibility of us still getting a drop of Euro USD, all right, in the course of the week. So from wherever we are now, if we are able to just get probably in the lower time frame, maybe on the 5 or 15 minutes, or even on the 3 minutes or time frame, we're able to get an entry for a sell. I think it's not a bad one, or it's not a bad choice to enter for yourself. And I'll be watching out for a buy of soon on Euro USD. All right. The reason why I'm watching out for a buy is I'll be watching out for price to come up and come up here. Don't mind me. All right, to clear up liquidity from a couple of places that we have around here. Also, a lot of equal eye movement. All right, so let's just watch out for this. All right, so on Euro USD, I think you can just watch out for Euro USD rather to give us a sell. All right, just a short sell. Don't hold it for too long. All right, if you're going to take off a sell off of this, I would advise you to close out possibly around here, which is around 1.06 927. All right, so that'll be what I'm watching out for on Euro USD. Next up, let's look at GBP NZD. All right, so for just this market review, I have just like 3 commodities I'll be watching out for, all that I'm talking about, and then we'll call it an evening. All right, so for GBP NZD, I gave this beautiful sell setup on, I think that was on Thursday, yes, during our live trade idea session, and we've gotten to see some fair enough moves. All right, I think it's safe to say that I've moved it's not even that safe. All right, I've actually, moved my stop loss. All right, so I have locked profit as it was. So this is just an entry that I'm going to be giving out for, or this is just a trade idea I'm going to be giving out for a re-entry on this trade, or to catch this sell wave, as it were. All right, the zone I'll be watching out for will be between here. This is around, give me a minute, please. This is around, oh, sorry, this is around 2.08047. And I think if we're going to enter there, then your stop loss could just be somewhere around, let me see, under the 1 hour time frame, so that we can just slim fit that to the best possible. All right, so let's say between 2.08047 and 2.080. Mark it out on the chart so that you can just see it. And here, right, this 2.08339. All right, so between here 2.08, so let me just call the values again: 2.08047 and 2.08339. So that will be where I'll be watching out for, sell re-entry on this trade on GBP during the course of the week. All right, so next up, let's look at NZD USD. All right, so like I said, I just have three, and this is one. All right, so I have two more. This one and the next one. So, for NZD USD, one of two things exactly as you can see on my chart. Permit me to go up to the 4-hour time frame. Yes, so exactly from what you can see on my chart is one of two things. So I'm either expecting NZD USD to give us a sell move immediately market open, market opens, just get see price drop towards this zone here, which will be well watching out for buys specifically on NZD USD. This is between 0.60288 and 0.59944. All right, on NZD USD. Either that or we get to see price still push up a little bit. All right, when we get to see market open, and the coordinates for that are between 0.61280 and 0.61105. Come again, 0.61280 and 0.61105. All right, so I'm watching out for a sell on NZD USD basically. Next up, on the last for the this session will be, I think, what us at the office are calling the possible trade of the week. All right, and that's AUD NZD sell. We've seen a very, very good opportunity for a sell off on AUD NZD around here. I think this is something I'm feeling quite confident on. All right. So between this currency, which is around 1.09558 and 1.09973, I come again, 1.09558 and 1.09973 would be my watch out for a sell on AUD NZD. All right. So with these few words of mine, I hope I have been able to offer you some good value and some very, very good trade ideas that you should be able to maximize during the course of this coming week. All right, so please do well to like this video, share this video, subscribe. If you have any comments or if you have any commodities or pairs you would love for us to look at together, probably in our next market review or in our next live stream, please do also drop them in the chat section. I'll be sure to check them out. Again, share this video. I'm very sure you have friends that need this type of free services, all right, that would be able to help them make profits during the course of the week. Thank you guys for joining us. Bye, guys.